everybody. Good day to you. This is Mike Feldbauer coming to you from the Flagship Voice podcast studio, now being powered by the U.S. News and Entertainment Network. And today in the studio, we have Daniel Modiano from Contractor Connects. Okay, I got to get that right. Sometimes I put the S at the wrong place. And normally he does his podcast here, which we're doing today. But his normal podcast, he's got a visitor sitting right next to him, and they're talking about different things. Today, we're talking about, so everybody gets a much better idea of what this business is all about. What are the benefits of Contractor Connects to our community here? So that's what we're going to be featuring. That's what we're going to be discussing, the different features of this particular business to benefit our community. And we're going to go from there. So everybody, are you ready? Daniel?
Yes, I am.
You're on.
All right, Michael, thank you so much for the introduction. And it's great to be here as always. And it's good to be able to have the opportunity to talk about my business, Contractor Connects. And it is a lead generation platform that links vetted client projects with reputable construction contractors. And it's something that I'm really excited about. I've been getting the word out as best I can, using the podcast, using some email messaging. I've been doing a lot of networking with the Chamber of Commerce and Flagler Home Builders Association. And it's been a real life changer for me because it's something I could really get excited about every day. And I'm really hoping it helps a lot of people, both contractors and clients. And I think it's going to make a difference here in Flagler County to start and hopefully beyond.
I think you're right. And we've been getting to know you over the last couple of months here and talking about what this business is going to be doing. And you mentioned to me that you kind of line your business up as kind of like the eBay of home services, okay? That clients can go on your site, post what their project is, and get ideas of what contractors in our community would be right for you. Is that kind of
That's
putting
pretty
it right?
much it. Yeah, clients could upload images and post project descriptions, and we use an AI chatbot to get information from the client, and it summarizes it all into one project description for the contractor to bid on, and he could view the scope and bid on the project and get the quote over to the client. And if there's a match, then the contractor could go to the client's site and give him a firm quote from an on-site visit.
Tell me a little bit about the background. Where did it come into your head? What thought process did you have to think that this would be a good idea?
Well, it actually started following a very difficult chapter in my life about a year ago, and I was exploring different ideas. I came from a furniture background. I have a degree in mechanical engineering, and I have a very nonlinear work history. And I knew I wanted to do something meaningful, something that really made a difference. And I tried different things. I tried partnering with a social media marketing agency out in Miami, and I tried doing something with chatbots. But none of those seemed like the right fit. But then I was able to use the contacts that I accumulated from those experiences and developed this idea of a lead generation platform. And that's what I decided to run with. And I found a team to work with, and it's coming along really nicely right now.
So basically what you're saying is that you believe as people contact you, let's say, I need some work on my home. Mm-hmm. And I don't know from who, what, where, when in our community. And I don't just want to rely on Facebook comments that people have, because we all know that somebody can be upset with somebody, they'll be quick to put it on there, but then that person actually took care of the problem.
Yes.
Okay, and they don't go back and say that.
Right.
So you're going to personally vet these contractors. You're going to talk to both the customer who has dealt with them and the actual contractor to make sure that they're fit for your projects here. I think that's an unusual,
yes,
and very much needed thing that we need here in Flagler County.
Well, we're going to use a badge system to vet the contractors, and there's going to be different badges, like a first founder badge, a verified contractor for licensed and insured, which is pretty common. I mean, all the contractors are going to be licensed and insured, so they're all going to get that badge. But there's competent communicator badge for those who are screened by me personally. There's those who have cleared a background check. They're going to get a background cleared badge. So there's several badges that are available to them, and based on experience also, whether they have 3, 5, or more than 10 years experience, they get a badge for that also. And the number of reviews they get a badge for having a greater than 4.5 star review for any of the project, any of those contractors. So there's different badges, and those are going to really have an impact when the client sees a contractor with a good number of badges on his profile. That means that he's a contractor that they can trust.
Excellent. And that's something I think we all need. I mean, our county is growing at such a rapid rate.
It really is.
There's great needs for this. And we have people, like we've seen during hurricanes and stuff. All of a sudden, we have 400 roof repairers coming in. They repair your roof, and then you never can find them again if you need them, if they didn't do it right. So here you're going to be providing services so people can find local contractors when they're available. If not, you might find some that are a little further out, but still are vetted right, that they can rely on not only to do the job correct, but if there's a problem, they're not going to be disappearing the next day. They'll be there to take care of it.
That's right. That's why the reviews, of course, are so important. And it's all consolidated into their profile where they're going to have these different badges. And when a client sees, a good number of badges on that contractor's profile, he knows that they're a reliable, reputable contractor to work with.
Excellent. Now, you also have a system that you're working on to develop for both the contractors and the potential user of that can rate their, if I was going to be working on, I've gone around my house and I see I need several things done.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I can't do them all at once. So maybe I'll prioritize a particular one of those. And I'll be able to even rate that. So when the contractors and you look at it, you'll see how important that is to get that done now, or I maybe have to put it off.
That's right.
While, but I'm in the market for it. So it's still a viable conversation to have with whoever is available to take care of that need.
Well, that's where our client buyer intent scale comes in, and it's a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is initial thought process, 2 might be exploring ideas, then 5 actively shopping, and then it goes all the way up to 10 where you need it ASAP. So the higher the number, the more likely it is for the client to be serious about doing business, and that's something that the contractor would like to know about, because he wants to know how contractors don't want tire kickers coming wasting their time, basically. So this way the contractor will know exactly how ready the client is to do business.
Yeah. So that also brings to getting back to the important part of this process, both for the client and for the contractors. And you've got things that make the platform different from any other platform out there. Let's spend a little bit more time in that area, because that's the difference. Because, I could go and Google roof repair, and it'll come up with a whole bunch of things. But if I go on to your site, go based on my urgency or non-urgency to have something done, whatever that list of things is, how does your process make it different than all the other processes that are out there?
Well, I think what is really going to be useful to the clients is the badge system. And what's really going to be useful to the contractor, well, first of all, we only charge contractors for jobs that they get. We don't charge for subscription fees or for leads. They only get charged for the work that they get. And I think that differentiates us from all the other platforms, because I really want it to be that way. I don't want contractors to spend money unnecessarily. They only spend money for work that they get. So I think that's going to make it appealing to contractors. And again, the clients, I think, are going to really like the transparency, the communication methods that we use, and the integrity that we have to make sure that everything is done honestly and fairly.
And I think you hit one of the big words. Okay. honesty, and the second big word, integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And again, for the average person in the community, particularly all the new people moving in, they don't even have connections with their neighbors yet to find out to go, who do I talk to about this stuff? So you can be a focus, okay? You're going to develop, and you are, because I've known you now for quite a while, not only while you've been doing this, but I've met you in other situations, business networking groups. So I know and truly believe you are that person of honesty and integrity. So we got to
Right.
get the people out there to understand that this is to their benefit. I see all kinds of things on Facebook and that. Well, does anybody know somebody that can do this or that?
Yes,
And
I
then
also
you
see
get,
that.
and then more often than not, you're going to see the people complaining about somebody
Yeah.
than them actually referring somebody. But even when they refer them, okay, it would be say again, I wanted a job to rescreen my lanai, and I see Facebook, blah, 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 go to XYZ for that. Then I go to your site. Is XYZ been vetted by you? Now I got two different places to look to see if I'm getting the same response. Somebody that maybe has used that person and has been happy, but you have vetted them only for the benefit of both the contractor and the user, the client,
That's right.
okay? Not for yourself.
That's right.
So the client, you don't charge the client for any of this,
Oh
do
no,
you?
the client doesn't get charged at all, and the fees are fair for the contractors. There's a graduated scale where the higher the job, the lower the percentage fee for the brokerage fee. So smaller jobs have a higher brokerage fee, but the larger jobs, the bigger the job, the less the brokerage fee percentage becomes.
Yeah. And I want to reiterate back. I've been in business most of my life, and I won't go along how many years that is, but it's been a long time. And those things that you hang on to, that your platform was built on being able to communicate honestly, with transparency and high integrity, you know that the only way your business can be successful is with those things.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if they're not, no
Absolutely.
one's going to come back. No one's going to recommend you the next time.
Well, I was in business with my father for a good number of years. I think it was like 15 years. I learned his business growing up, and he very, very honest, very, very integrity, very, very high integrity, and very fair to his customers. It's really to a fault, in my opinion. Sometimes he was really he really did things that were bent over backwards. And I want to be the same way. I think that that's the right way to do business. The customer's got to come first, and I want to be good to the customers. And the fact that contractors only pay for work that they get puts me in a vulnerable position. But I really don't mind, because the most important thing for me to do is match clients and contractors, not collect a brokerage fee. I'm not really as interested in collecting brokerage fees, because I know if I can match clients and contractors, the brokerage fees will come. But the more important thing to me is not so much the brokerage fee. It's really much more important for me to be able to match clients and contractors, and good things will happen once that starts to realize.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm excited about.
My dad always taught me one thing. He taught me many things, but one of the things that always sticks out, particularly since I've been in the business world for so long, is that integrity is the only thing we own.
It's true.
It can't be taken away. It can only be given away. So if you own your integrity, really, okay, in the long run, you're right. It will be there. If we go back to even big businesses, IBM, 3M, and all those things, going back into the 60s, 50s, 60s, early 70s and stuff, where none of them focused on what you're talking about. None of them focused on the bottom line. They focused on taking good care of their customers. And for the big companies, both internally, their employees, and externally, whoever they were servicing. And by doing that correctly, their bottom lines grew.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
And we see that it's not always out there anymore. It's all about how much can I make today?
I'm really
And run.
realizing that that's not the way to do business, and the right thing to do is to help your colleagues, whoever they may be, vendors, clients, contractors, associates. Just helping people is so important, and I've been putting my heart into this platform because I want it to work. I want to see people benefit from it, and I haven't gotten anything from it yet, but I feel it gives me purpose. It makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel like I'm doing something productive. And I even say sometimes it's more of a hobby than it is a business right now because I really enjoy doing it and developing and using the software and being creative in so many different ways. But when it does become a business, it's something I'm really going to enjoy. It's something I'm really going to appreciate. And I think it's going to make a lot of people happy with the outcome.
I think you're 100% correct. And let's do this right now. If there's any contractors out there listening to this, and I hope you are, and you have friends that are contractors that maybe do something decent, have them look at this. Have them get a hold of Daniel. Okay, contact him. See if what he's offering is right for you. Let's get this thing going.
Yes.
So I'm tired of hearing all the negative things about stuff going on. Contractors, handymen that don't have licenses and insurance, and they're in and out, and no one's monitoring them for real. And then all of a sudden, I hear something. Well, I paid XYZ $3,000 up front to do the job. Showed up one day and never came back.
Yeah.
So I just lost $3,000 or $10,000. I've heard money way up, over and beyond that.
Oh, yeah.
Too. So this is something that's to everybody's benefit. And we need to get you, the contractors out there, and or potential clients that would be interested in jumping on here and saying, this is a good idea. I've got a bunch of projects that maybe at this moment aren't ready to go, but if I can start getting some quotes together, legitimate from legitimate people here, I can put a budget together to put that together and then put a priority and see how much I can do now, what I might have to do later, and it all works out to everybody's benefit.
I'll tell you the challenge I'm facing, Michael, is that the platform isn't fully developed yet. I mean, it's going to be rolling out very soon. I'm hoping December, December 1st is the official rollout date, and I'm hoping that we can adhere to that. But the developers aren't the easiest to work with, but I'm doing the best I can with them. And it's really challenging to get contractors and clients to get on board before the platform is developed because there's nothing there yet, But once this thing starts to materialize, I think we'll start to see it load up and become a serious marketplace for clients. Like I said, it's like the eBay for home services.
Exactly. I think you're heading in the right direction. There's no question on it. Mm-hmm. We just need to get it moving. Just December 1st is just a couple of days away. So, but it'll take time even once you get the official platform out and up to get things rolling onto it. So, again, folks, if you're out there and you're interested in more information, Daniel, how's the best way for people to contact you right now?
Well, they go to my website, ContractorConnects.net, and they can book an appointment to do a meeting with me on Zoom or just a phone call. Either one is fine. And we do have the podcast. So for contractors in particular who are interested in doing a podcast with me, I'm happy to invite them to do that as a guest. And they can always call me, of course. My phone number is 908-787-3029. Or email me at support@contractorconnects.net. So I'm very much available and very open to speaking to people. But as I said, it's really hard for me to capture people's interest without the platform being developed in its entirety. So I'm doing the best I can with it right now. But I have to be careful too because I don't want to, be too pushy where people are like, why are you pushing? I don't have anything to show yet. But it's coming soon.
And for everybody that's out there watching, this podcast goes out every Saturday. So if you want to keep up on what the progress of what's going on with Daniel and Contractors Connects, you can go and look at it every weekend to see what's going on. You contact him, like you said, if you're a contractor out there and you'd like to get on his podcast, get a hold of him. you can be on one of these upcoming podcasts. I'm even going to suggest something where I haven't talked to Daniel about it all, so he's going to maybe get. I hope he'll still be happy. If you are a consumer out in our community and has had some issues because there wasn't this available to you, I think that might be a good conversation to have also.
Sure.
So please feel free to contact him. And we're going to wrap up now. Daniel, do you have any last minute things that you'd like to add to this conversation before we close up for the day?
Well, like I said about the platform, it's about communication, honesty, transparency, and we want to make the process easier for everyone, for both clients and home and contractors alike, to get connected. And that's about it.
Excellent. So everybody, we'll look forward to seeing you again. Come visit the Flagship Voice podcast studios here in Palm Coast, and check on Daniel's podcast, which goes out every Saturday, which is Contractor Connect. All right, everybody, have a great day, and thank you